Bob, and they said, all right, enough of this. And then they hung up.
Yeah, but that's okay. You know what? We always have the stalwarts who come and attend. So, well, we just got past Labor Day, and so now I can sort of declare fall is well on its way. You can sort of feel it in the air. And of course, the daylight's getting shorter. I'm having to turn my lights on. I have to always turn my lights on most of the time going to work, and then heading from work, it's usually having to flip them on towards the last part of my commute. So here we go, but that's okay. At any rate, I have only a handful of announcements to mention here. Let's see here. So we do have the flea at MIT Spot Fest is this coming Sunday, I think, the 15th. Of course, the usual place. Tom, I don't know if you'll be attending, but it is from 9 to 2 p.m. And then we have on the same day, for those who are interested in vinyl, there is a Music Expo's vinyl record show in Woburn, Massachusetts, from 10 to 3. And of course, not too far away, next weekend comes Cuts-Down. So I'm sure Bob and I don't know who else is going, but looking forward to seeing the photos from John and your video, Bob. And I'm sure hopefully we'll have lots to talk about when I see the pictures in October. You know, we'll find our
There's a real outside possibility that we're going to have, like, it depends on how, weather is funny that way, but the long range forecast is rain and maybe hurricane force winds. So I hope that doesn't happen, because in the spring we had a very heavy rainstorm on the Friday, and it was so bad. And I even at 3:30 in the morning, I'm looking at, weather maps and traffic maps and everything. And it's a 2 hour drive for us. And I said to my wife, listen, I hope you're not going to be mad, but I think we ought to just stay home and then we'll just go Saturday. And my phone and my email box was going crazy. Where are you? We need tubes. We need this. Oh my God. I was flattered, but I felt really bad. I said, please be there Saturday. I'll be there, I promise. So I hope that we're going to have good weather anyway. Just hoping for the best this time around. And by the way, it's the 50th anniversary. Or it's going to be, I'm sorry, it's the 25th anniversary. It's the 50th Cuts-Down. And the DVHRC, if you look at Greg's square real quick, you can see over his right shoulder or to the left from our view, they're going to have a 7-tube with tuning eye Waltons for a raffle radio.
Oh,
I understand the tickets are going to be a little bit on the pricey side. I think they're like $20 or $25. But I'm gonna give it a shot.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
For a good cause. It's a great club. So what the heck?
Yeah, you help the club. Plus, you may get a really desirable radio. So
yes,
you know.
Well, I know Greg won't sell me his, so I got to do it the hard way.
a little more than $25.
Yeah, that's right.
A little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Make us all jealous here. And of course, right after Cuts-Down, 1 week later, of course, will be Fall Brookline for us. So more probably for the benefit of the rest of the people listed on the recording is don't forget to buy your table. It's coming quickly and it'll be right around the corner before you know it. Because the table
is that strictly inside, John, or do you have like some spots out? So it's all indoors?
We have indoor and outdoor. So we have tailgaters, and that's like $15 a spot. And the spot's pretty generous. So you could probably fit a lot in a spot, but a lot of people buy one to 2 spots. And then we have inside tables, and along the walls, power. You get 6-foot tables. I think $20 a pop for power, and then in the middle where you don't have power, it's 8-foot tables for $20. So it's actually a pretty good deal overall. And the inside, it's particularly for people who either don't have a canopy because afraid that if the weather turns bad and if they have something nice, they'd rather just have it inside and not deal with all the headache. Whereas we have some people that set up a nice tent, they're good to go, rain or shine. So, and of course, the show is rain or shine. So we hope, and for us, financially, our shows are such for the cost that we our profit margins are pretty thin, so that, if the weather turns bad, we actually may turn into a slight loss. And I think that's what happened with Spring Brookline, because we had a bit of
The
dodgy
New
weather.
Jersey club has that same problem. We have a show twice a year in Parsippany, which is really not that far from New York City. It's really readily accessible from a number of major highways. But the problem with that place is that we only go for like a half a day. It's like 4 hours, I think. And for the amount of money that it costs the club, they're happy if they break even. They're just doing it for the members and out of the kindness of their heart, really. And we used to make a little money on it, but they raised the prices, I think, like 3 years ago. And now it's
that's
crazy.
That's what's been happening for us at both sites, the Castleton site as well as Brookline. Brookline, we have a nice, good relationship with the owners over the years, so they actually given us a cut in the deal, so that actually has mitigated, and it's a good location. So, we're reluctant to make a change in venue, and it's hard to find venues that can, have support both inside, outside, and the right square footage. And the case of our inside for our winter meet is all inside. So you need a place big enough to, put up, we have option. I think it holds about 92 tables. You get a whole fair amount of tables there, but they're not cheap. They started out with, you kind of think it was a loss leader first year, which was actually a pretty reasonable deal. We thought, wow, this is great. And, location wasn't bad. Sure, they don't serve food. You can bring your own to a point. They don't want big messes, so you might bring your donuts or your coffee by yourself. Whereas we used to host it at a hotel, so it was great. They had a restaurant cafe there, so you could grab a coffee and a meal there if you didn't bring anything with you. But so we had to go to a more private place. But again, the officers, club officers did a lot of research and just trying to find a place that meets all our needs, has good parking, all that stuff. You get down to a fairly small number of options. So we've had to take it on the chin, and fortunately we have buffers. So it's not like we, financially we get absorbed to have a loss if they were, because, obviously the March show is the most vulnerable, right? All you need is a blizzard and, we're going to be hard to break even on that. If not, we'll probably take a loss. But, so far the gods of vintage electronics have smiled upon us overall. So we've had pretty good shows. So yes, we're hoping for, so we're hoping for, traditionally September is good, in New England, in fact, all you guys around. So I'm optimistic that, 2 weeks from now we'll have good weather, but still there's our fingers crossed. But so that's our, so it seems like we have a lot of good stuff going on in September. I know there was the Vintage Radio and Communication Museum in Connecticut last weekend, I think, had a swap meet. I couldn't make it. I just got in Connecticut the weekend before Labor Day weekend. I just wasn't in the mood to go back again, to be honest. So and I had other things on my plate anyway. And Bob, I think, went, so we'll have to get a report from him if he makes it on maybe the next meeting. But anyway, I think that's all the announcements and me prattling on about what's going on. Does anyone have any anything we should be aware of? Any upcoming announcements, shows, anything you bought, any cool stuff you want to show before we start showing some pictures?
Well, Nearfest is coming up too, John.
Right.
And it's in a new location. I don't know what it's going to be like or how easy it will be to get to, but it's always a very big show, even if it snows.
Yeah, that's right. It's because it is October. You never know. You never know. Yeah.
I've seen ice on my tables there.
But you're there, bundled up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice because you can sleep in your car and you can plug a heater in, which is a big, big plus, I tell you, when you're sleeping in the Chevrolet motel.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought you call it Lake Tahoe or something, or is it?
Good thinking, the Tahoe hotel.
Yeah, it's like I'm at Tahoe. Really? Yeah.
I keep wishing keep wishing it was the suburban motel. Extra 2 feet of legroom would really help.
Yeah. Now, do you go in the back or you go in the driver's seat? You know, when you sleep, do you sleep in the back, Tom?
Yeah. I try and put all the enigmas on the side, or the really bad one is MIT because I have to sleep on the street of Boston, and you never know when the police are going to come along and say, well,
You have the bright
whatever.
flashlight in your eyes.
Yeah.
There's some
I've
homeless
been,
man.
I've been doing that for, I'd say 30 years, and they've never hassled me. So I get away with it. I'm
So
sure,
we'll wait for
I'm sure
news at
there's
11. Sorry.
I'm sure there's a city ordinance that specifically forbids sleeping on the street.
And then that next night, news at 11. Homeless man found in Tahoe. But hey, Rob, did you have something you wanted to announce?
Oh, no, no announcement. I thought you were looking for, radio.
Or show? Oh, absolutely. Any of that, announce, show, sell,
No,
ask for. Oh, okay.
just,
Yeah, no, I have a couple of new toys, but I figured this wasn't round robin night. This was
Oh,
yeah,
Yule
that's
or
next
all
week.
the other stuff night. So I'll
Yeah.
save it for the next one.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. That'd be good.
Definitely.
'Cause I have something to show as well for that next one too. So we'll have a good round robin then.
So let me take you to the Ballston Spa meet, which was day before yesterday, I guess, in Ballston Spa, New York.
Whoop. Let
And-
me give you sorry, Tom, I gotta go turn on your ability to share. Oh, here we go. It must be here.
Never even heard of that place.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that-
I know where
Bob,
Boston
is that
Spa is.
close to anything? Any major cities in New York or?
So like the Albany, isn't it around the Saratoga Springs? Albany, Schenectady,
Okay.
Boston Spa. I think
Yeah.
that's down there.
There was a big car
Yeah, I
show
bet
at Lake
that-
George last
A little
week.
bit north of Albany and south of Lake George. I've been going there
Okay.
for about 30 years. Very nice place to sleep in your car, by the way. Electricity and food. Anyway, I took a couple of pictures there because I thought it might possibly be of interest to you. Some rather strange looking radios. This looks like a coin operated radio.
Yep,
Hmm.
the
might
motel
see-
radio.
It looks like, yeah, you get music or whatever you want to listen to for 25 cents, it looks like there.
Yep.
And it looks like an AM dial over on the right.
Hmm.
Yep.
The guy wanted a lot of money for this, but I thought I'd just show it to you in case it was too appealing. And here's the inside of it. Come on, you can do it. There we are. That's the front of it. Okay, and this is the inside of it. Fairly clean.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Sort of a weird device on the right. I guess that's where the money goes, and
Yeah,
That's the
timer.
coin box.
it looks like it's been really made solid. Is that yeah, it looks like a little key slot there. So the only way to get at the money is to open that box with a key.
Oh yeah.
Metal case and metal tubes.
Yeah, just an amazing piece. I thought it was fun. And he also had this one. What's the best for every guest?
Oh, that's funny.
Looks like one that might go under a pillow or something.
always the best.
Yeah.
wherever you
Yeah,
go.
something Marriott pick hotels, it looks like.
Yeah.
Do you think that's transistor? Or do you think those are small too? It looks pretty thin for a.
I didn't look at it. Albert Pick Hotels. Always
Albert Pick.
the- Yeah, anybody ever heard of an Albert Pick Hotel?
Oh, this is the first for me.
Yeah. It just
Just
looks
wondering,
funny.
I'm wondering if that's like an in-house radio.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
because you have three or four
Oh,
choices.
yeah.
It might go all the way to D. You got to pick A, B, C,
Yeah.
or D, and
Yeah,
that
well,
volume
that's-
control is all you got. You don't get to tune in anything
D,
particular.
D, D is
Click
for
on it.
adults only channel. I think it was probably that kind of hotel.
You have a couple of the honeymoon suites mic'd in on that channel. We don't want
Yeah.
to go there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go. So every room is bugged, and you get to tune in.
Yeah. So just a couple other shots around beautiful big buildings. It's a fairgrounds at Saratoga County Fairgrounds, and
Oh, okay.
it was supposed to be heavy rain, so I set up my tables under a roof here. And you'll notice I have this really interesting Wimshurst machine. I think I told you about that because
Mhm.
I had bought it at the Stowe Car Show. And
Right.
everybody walked by and said, "What the hell is that?"
Mm.
And nobody bought it, even though I dropped the
Wow.
price to $50. So I guess I'm just doing a public service carrying this around. At any cost, I'm going to sell it at MIT next weekend for sure, no matter what. I have to give it to somebody. It's pretty heavy, actually.
You don't need to go to the gym there, Tom.
So another thing you might be interested in, some German guy saw a picture in my Internet Telegraph Key Museum. And I had this sort of as a joke, a left foot telegraph key or right foot telegraph key. And I put my foot out there and I took a picture of it and put it in with my telegraph keys. And some German guy came along and he saw that after it's been on there for what, 30 years or so in my museum. And he built one of these things and he started trying to send Morse code with it. And he said the absolute fastest he was able to send was 6 words per minute. And he suggested that we start a new contest for the barefoot telegraph king, speed king of all time. So I
That's pretty
thought you
cool.
might be intrigued by that. Let's see, what else do we have here? I think that's my evening contribution on Ballston Spa, at least.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Did you finish anything you wanted to show from Stowe?
Say again?
Did you?
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I can get at those. Let me
Okay.
just show you one other picture
Oh
of
yeah. Go
the
ahead, Tom.
German guy. He sent me this picture of his barefoot telegraph key, and it turns out this telegraph key is unbelievably rare. I've never seen one like it in 71 years of collecting telegraph keys. So I'm on him to try and figure out what it is and who made it. But it was a big surprise. That was all part of our back and forth about setting up this barefoot telegraph key sending contest.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, unusual key. And I can go on with Friedrichshafen if you want, or
Sure. If you want to give you like 10 or 15 minutes there, Tom, if you're up for it.
Okay, just tell me if it's too much, and I will quit. It may take me a moment to,
Oh.
yeah. Well, yeah, go ahead and talk for a few minutes, and I'll get it
Oh,
up
yeah.
on.
Yeah, no, not a problem, Tom. Yeah, when Tom is done, I will switch to the Wisconsin Antique Radio Club photos. We'll see a deck from there, and actually some pretty good stuff. There's some good photos in there too, that we'll look afterwards. So think of it as the trailer.
I think we ought to try to find a tap dancer that knows Morse code. That'd be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Or a good dancer might be able to
Yeah,
do well with it.
you can get that number both beyond 6.
Yeah. I'm working on it here.
What was the technician's license back in the day? I seem to remember I had to get up to around 28 words per minute or something when I was going for my technician's license.
That was 5 words a minute.
Oh, that was only 5?
Yeah.
5. Wow.
Yeah.
I should have gone for a higher license.
Yeah.
Or longer words.
No. You got to everything strictly monosyllabic. That's
I tip my hat to people that could do 20, 25, 30. That's just amazing. I can't do 5. That's why I was never a ham until 2007 when they dropped the no code.
Yeah,
sign me up.
it's the old dog new tricks thing, I think. I mean, I was like 14 or 15 at the time, so
That's really good.
I think I could never do it today, but I was, when you're young and
My dad could do
enthusiastic about it.
my dad could do like 7 or 8, but I could never break 5.
Wow. No, I could fly pretty well on those. It was a very old key too. Probably Tom would know what it was, but I might even still have it somewhere.
Oh, yeah, let me see it. I love old keys.
Well, no, it was probably not old by your standards. I don't know. I thought it was old at the time in the late 60s, early 70s, but it was black, and at the end of the handle, everything was black except the base of the key that you held was round and had white lettering all around the outside of it, and then like a big black, almost like a doorknob type thing that was stuck up out of the top of it. It was probably pretty generic and probably not very valuable. I don't even remember where I got it, but I could bang away on it pretty quickly.
That's my novice.
Look at that.
No,
Yeah, there
it
you
was
go.
the black knob was a lot bigger, and it had lots of words. It had writing all the way around the base of it.
Yeah.
Black with
Probably a navy key and a round knob on top
Yep.
and a ring on the bottom
Yep.
and black, and it's got 2 terminals and 2 screw on the top. Yeah.
Yep, and white lettering.
World War II Navy key.
Okay.
Okay, let me.
Where I got it, I have no idea where I got it, but
yeah. Okay, let me just get where we were last time. We were at 7798, I think, if I can do this right.
All right. That doesn't look familiar to me, this photo.
7798. 7798. Where are we? So I guess we probably, from my record shows, we stopped here.
Okay.
And this is an interesting pair of radios. The one on top is a CIA Vietnam era spy radio.
Oh, that's cool.
Very, very, very desirable. And you can actually put the thing on the air and pretend you're a spy. It's a very neat radio. They're selling at Friedrichshafen for about $300. And it's sitting on top of a good old World War II vintage Hallicrafters. I think it's a SX28.
That looks like a 28, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful old receiver. Very nice to operate. The knobs just feel right. A lot of test equipment and stuff. World War II radio, the black thing in the front there. And on the right of that one with a circular speaker is a morale radio for the German Navy. They used them in submarines, and they would tune in the homeland and listen to Hitler or the marching music to make them all feel better and not feel so bad about having been underwater for the last month.
Yeah.
Don't know what this guy is.
John must know.
Is that the Blaupunk logo on the left on the dial?
This one here, you're saying, Bob? It might be. Yes, I think it might be, because that icon to the lower left corner of the dial face looks like Blaupunkt, but I
yeah, good. And it says Blaupunkt on the
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
paper there. Nice going. You're good.
That's
Anyway.
late 30s, maybe, early 40s.
Yeah.
That's in terrific condition. I don't see those very often, Blaupunkt, those that era.
Yeah. Okay. Oops. I'll go on to the next one.
Gretz.
Ooh.
A Gretz and 2 Gretzes. Nice. That's a
Big one.
Yeah, that's a twin speaker. So that's a good size. That's probably upper mid line radio, and that's a lower one down below, single speaker. This is probably mid 50s, I would say, 54, 55, 56 in that range. I forget the model number on those. Gretz's model numbers never really stuck on my head too well.
These sets have wonderful audio. You can't bring them home on the airplane. It's just too big.
Yeah.
When you got an Enigma under one arm.
Right.
One of the things I'd like to do is show you the Enigma hunt that I went on, this year's successful Enigma hunt at Friedrichshafen, but I think maybe I'll do that when we have a little more time available.
Okay. Definitely, well, definitely, whatever you want to do at time, you just let me know.
Yeah, sure. A lot of test equipment, of course, showing up. About 1,000 tables at Friedrichshafen, so you have a lot to choose from. This looks like, see if we can get the
The case of a folks.
Saba.
Saba, yeah, Saba.
Is
Yeah.
that a known radio?
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Saba
Sure.
Saba, in my opinion, for all the German radios, was like the Maybach of German radios. And then it's like things like Telefunk and Maybachs were Sabas are very coveted radios even today, from like especially the 50s.
Wow.
And they beautifully designed, and the sound is so that one's probably like,
Yeah.
this is probably like mid 30s.
Yeah. A lot of cases for folks Empfanger, people's radios or people's receivers, and a couple in mint condition. This one, the plastic case in the front looks really
Wow.
good.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I don't know what that
Yeah. But
yeah,
the usual dial face on that one down in the corner, the light wood one. That is interesting.
It wasn't in Germany. I'd say it was like a Zenith or something.
I know it looks very American for a
sorry.
for a proto German. Yeah, that's okay, Tom.
Yeah, I got lost it.
Look at all those knobs. I probably lots of German radio knobs. I have one
Yeah.
radio that I'd like to find knobs for one day.
Yeah, well, there's a whole bunch of stuff at this show, obviously. What have I done now? All right, let's try. Oh, okay, maybe better. Okay, somebody spotted a radio transmitter and decided to look inside before they bought it. Not a bad idea.
And it's on the floor because no table would hold it up.
Yeah, I guess
some truth behind that.
Not a transmitter, it's a receiver, and it's a beauty.
Oh yeah, look at that color-coded dial, the rainbow.
Telefunken, probably professional or military.
Wow.
It's beauty. Certainly worth looking into. But again, too darn heavy to get on an airplane. And, shipping from Europe is not bad because they don't force you to use airmail. If you try and send something to Europe, you have to go airmail these days. And it's minimum 30, 40 bucks and so on. But if you take this radio and you pack it up well and send it home, probably get it home for 75 bucks worth of postage. And so far, I haven't lost anything that I've sent, but this didn't appeal to me enough to make it worthwhile shipping. Don't know what this is. This is a strange configuration. It's Simon Dowry. Maybe it looks maybe Italian. Sinomandi.
Senmandi.
Yeah.
Don't know anything about this. It doesn't have any Germanic to me. Teutonic, I should say, wording wise. Interesting.
Yeah.
Must be stereo.
Let's see. Got megahertz up there. I can read that. It looks like it's up in the 40 to 60 megahertz range. And let's see if there's a headphone jack or anything on it. Yeah. Don't know what it is, but
yeah.
interesting set. Yeah.
Upper and lower sideband.
Yeah. Okay. What do we got here? An audio.
Audicta or something? Or audiola or something?
Audicta? Is that it? Well, it's look like a radio, all right.
Audiola.
Audiola.
No, Audiola. Oh, Audiola.
Audiola.
Well, sure.
I thought
And
that
up
was a C.
that, it looks like the wooden one is a Lorenz, is that L-O?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Lorenz, yep. There used to be, and it joined later with Schaub, so it's like Schaub Lorenz. That's probably like, again, late 30s,
Yeah.
like mid to late 30s. Yeah, Lorenz, another German manufacturer. Absolutely.
And this is something that really got me. That tube is just so juicy.
Wow.
I just was having a rough time resisting taking that guy home. And then
You can make out the word Phillips on it.
maybe, yeah, that's
Can't see the
possible.
number.
Oh, good eye. Wow.
Oh, there it is.
Phillips, yeah, you're right. Good call, Bob. Wow, that's neat. Some of those early ones, those early German ones, I know there was.
I wonder if that's an early transmitter tube. That makes you wonder.
It looks like a rectifier, but if you look at the box, it's like ornate on the top. I think it's a homebrew thing.
Oh,
Like that little ceramic or plastic thing for the pilot light to screw into.
it's actually a pretty. If it
Interesting.
is homebrew, they did a pretty.
It's got it's
Decent
an
job on it.
integrated dim bulb tester. Right there.
Oh,
Wow.
there's a Blaupunk to Saab. I see those couple of Saabs. Oh boy. Okay, those are the two top ones. I think are probably solid state, but I can't swear. No, I take it back. They think they were the last generation. That Saab, it looks like either a 300. It might be an automatic. No, it's not an automatic. Yeah, that's probably like a 300. And they're pretty decent radios. That's a pretty decent radio. The couple of ones above are probably tube
Or maybe
solid state.
hybrid. Could be
Yeah,
hybrid.
hybrid. I'm trying to remember the cutoff of Saab, because some of those ones where they have a very desirable one that was from the mid 60s. It looks similar in cabinet design. It was tube one.
Yeah, some of them they kept the tubes in the RF section and the IF section, and then they did transistors in the audio section.
Yeah, boy, I would have been really struggling not to take something home. And is that a Siemens on top?
Yep.
Yep.
It's like thought. You don't see those very often. And then over to the right, geez, I don't know. That one's got. I know the Blaupunk is on top. I think that's a. It'll come to you later, the model name. But I had one of those. They're nice enough radios. The one down the bottom is interesting. I'm trying to think what that is. That's not a Lova, is that? I think so. But anyway, cool stuff. Wow. Oh,
Big guy with the turntable and integrated.
Yeah, not something I've ever seen before. I wonder what that is. Let's see. Is that I see the moniker in the dead center. That's a Telefunken, the capo, the one with the inset, the one to the right. I thought that was a Telefunken. The one to the radio one, is that I'm trying to make that out. Oh, is that a Neckermann? That's a Neckermann, I believe. That's another German. Wow, look at the cabinet on that baby. Ooh, that's a Neckermann. They're rare. I think they're definitely, I can't remember, they're East German or are they West? I think they're still West German. Not very common. You see Neckermann only once in a while. Neat radio. That looks like I assume that must be a tube.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, Magic iTube. There's just the color, the location. You almost think it would be like an EM84, but so you don't see the fan style one. It's curious. But look at those side speakers, all very nice. Maybe it's got the main speaker and must have side speakers, unless it's just for show. That's pretty nice. The first one I've ever seen of that style, Neckermann. Mets. Meet the Mets. No, that's another German one, not that common, the Mets. And that's AM FM full band, so that's definitely got to be late That's gonna be late 60s for sure. Neat stuff you just don't see. And the Telefunken, the Capo, that's probably I would say that's probably 53, 4, 5 in that range. That's neat. Pretty nice shape overall. Good stuff, Tom. You caught some good stuff. Oh, laptops galore.
Yeah, Pokemon. Wow.
Oh, lots of
Wow.
all those two. Wow, cool stuff. Well, I do have to get there one day. Probably a bad idea though. Need some more coming home. Neat stuff. Those Nordmenda, that's a is that a Globetrotter? Or transistor. Well, that's curious. What is that?
Looks like it might just be a tuner.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it's obviously,
Super tuner says
tuner.
right on the front. It's a tuner, super tuner.
And something France, is that right? What's the first word? It's a French, I
I think
think.
it's says, does it say Metz on the top? Or is that something to do with the wavelength or the bands or something?
Oh yeah, I see. Well, I see
Yes.
Paris and Mulhouse, so I think those are like probably towns or something.
It's got the truncated FM band all the way
Yeah.
to 100.
So that's got to be, that's could be as as new as the early 60s. Interesting. Wow, I've never seen one of these before. It's definitely must be French. Neat.
Mm,
It's a big channel.
big amplifier or something.
Yeah. Interesting. I have no idea what this is. Lots of something modern, lots of digital displays. Couple of digital displays, meters. Oh, by the way, Tom, you've been on mute for a while. That's why I was wondering. I couldn't hear you. I was like, he's just. Hey, Tom, you're still on mute. May have to. Whoop. Oh wait.
The other way.
Oh,
Sorry.
there you are. I guess I was like, wow, it's gone quiet, but I think Tom was just maybe just letting us look through the pictures. So sorry if we were talking through you because we couldn't hear.
Let's see where it was here.
Good
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
there it is. Okay.
Ooh.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Testing
Yes.
1, 2. Okay. Ham gear. Couple more just for fun. Let's see. I don't think we can read this one. My camera must have been moving a bit, but
Yes.
try. Nah, don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Boy, that's.
Yeah. This is a beauty. I'm not sure what it is, but look at those plug-in coils up on top. R4, 200 to 500 meters, it looks like. And maybe we can get the name off this guy. Whoops. Yeah, come on back here. Get bigger.
Iseria?
Looks that way, yeah.
Wow, I've never seen. I didn't even heard of that manufacturer.
Yeah, Iseria.
There. what does that say the label at the type right by the label of the ice area at the bottom there?
Yeah, it looks like it says a type, maybe there's a type number or serial number or
Yeah,
something.
but I thought something had some wording. I was curious. Yeah, wow, what a
Look at that tube on the top. That's a
yeah,
very, really impressive looking set. Ah,
yeah. That's for
some
sure.
kind of band switch there.
Hmm. So I was trying to see what does that say there? Because it's something.
Type?
Whatever it is, Jeremy, because it looks type. What's that? Hmm. I don't know.
Well, you could certainly get a lot of questions at one of the shows.
That's for sure.
Look at
Wow.
all there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 tubes on top of the set. Wow. Be fun to play with.
No question. Neat stuff.
Yeah. There it is again. A lot of literature.
Yeah, he's looking for old radios.
Yeah. Something down there. Whoops, come back. That's it. Okay. Don't know what that one is on the bottom.
Hmm.
Nothing significant there. This is an old World War II German receiver on top of a frequency counter with a
Hmm.
Arc 5, American Arc 5 on the right. And something up there on the left that looks interesting. Beautiful stuff. This is Andre comes up from Paris and sets up a table full of absolutely unimaginably neat stuff. The radio,
Let's see.
not obvious.
Not obvious what that is, but good stuff.
This is a mirror galvanometer, I think. Well, maybe not. No, it's some kind of a discharge tube, I guess. He always has amazing stuff. I think he raids the college laboratory storeroom. Okay, a couple more. Some more of his stuff, a battery and
It's a tongues ram.
nice loudspeaker, nice display.
No.
Light bulbs. I guess it says happy birthday light bulb.
Oh yeah.
This is a World War One, probably receiver. I've seen them before at the New Jersey Antique Radio Club from time to time. It's a very big money item. Shortwave too. I guess maybe it's British, but very nice World War One stuff.
Neat.
Some telegraph keys in the background and one of his displays. That's him leaning over, showing somebody something. Very, very significant Reiz, R-E-I-Z microphone in the spring stand over on the left. They're very hard to find. And I believe that the casing of that is marble. So it's a very heavy unit, just suspended on these springs. Very neat microphone to have. He had quite a few microphones. They are unbelievably expensive. That's a better look at the microphone. But, I think that's a Lorenz, maybe the big tubular mic. It has a an audio amplifier inside the tube. Let's see if we can.
Wow, some neat stuff. Wow.
LID. Well, I don't know what it is, but
Micropound?
yeah, maybe. And this one was interesting. No name on it, but weird. You can see the funny little leg sticking down in the front there.
Hmm.
And what do you think, John? About enough for tonight?
Oh, sure, that's fine. If we'll, we can stop here and
Oh, am I losing?
say,
It's a memorable photo to stop on for picking up.
Say again?
yeah, I said that's absolutely fine, Tom. We can pick it up again. We'll stop there and we'll pick it again at the next meeting.
Yeah, I'll make a note of this number, 7863, and we'll start off there again next time.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you, Tom. That was fun.
you bet.
All right. Let's see here. You see, I'll switch over to. Wait a minute. Let me. I thought I had the window up. Let me double check. Maybe I didn't. There we go. There's the problem. There we go. Now I can share. All right, let's try that again. There we go. All right. So this was what, the early August show, Greg?
This was the 18th of August,
Oh, okay.
so just a couple of weeks ago, or
Oh, all right.
2 weeks ago, I guess.
Nice looking sentinel there.
Yeah, those are sometimes called the frog eyes because it kind of resembles a frog if you look at it close enough.
Hmm.
Yeah. The chassis actually sits upside down in that radio.
Oh, really?
The tubes are pointed down.
Hmm. Why?
It's different. You always get a nice clean tuning capacitor on those because you don't get any dust on it.
Oh, sure. I guess that's a good point.
Yeah, it's a
Let's see if I can.
Variac there. Not sure what that big
Yeah, it's pretty
European
cool.
radio is.
Let's see if I can. There we go. See if I can. That's as close as I can get.
Hmm.
It reminds me of that pilot that was at our couple of our shows. It was big. It was a pilot. Had the label on it. It was a big monster pilot. This thing is neat.
Yeah, I've never seen one like that before. Kind
Yeah.
of reminds me of the Zenith that had those tone organ buttons on the side, like the 42. But
Whoop. I just sorry about that. Let me
Yep.
get back to
I
where
was right on. I was right on the date. I was going by memory.
Come on. Come on. All right, well, let's see here. This was okay. Let me just go back to that. All right, just back to where it was. Sorry about that. Yeah, some kind of neat stuff with different there's some test equipment. You got a receiver there.
Reel to reel on the ground. Looks like maybe a suitcase record player or another reel to reel next to it. Can't really tell.
Yeah, that might be. I think you're right about the suitcase style. Looks like the speakers might hinge on
Yep.
it. Yeah, you see the hinges right there. Yeah. Yeah, some, always fun to poke around, see what's there. Oh, we got Joe from Michigan here. Oh, now we have some good stuff here.
That's a little all-American prize.
Yeah, Philco and
Emerson, Zenith.
yeah, of course, yeah. You always see one of those.
Yeah.
Show. Is that a
Might be an airline or a True Tone or
yeah. Belmont had a radio that kind of looked like that too.
little Philco,
Yeah,
Transitone.
yeah, some good stuff.
Round speaker Zenith.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's interesting. One right there.
Wow.
Westing. Oh, what is it?
I think it's Westinghouse. Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it?
I thought it was. That was my first guess, but then I.
Nice looking radio. I like the dial face, very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Get.
I think there might be a little GE in front. Oh, Zenith. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this is, yeah.
That's an RCA.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That classic.
What's the little yellow one there?
Not sure what that is.
Hmm,
Different with a vertical dial like that.
yeah. Yeah, it's nice. I guess when you zoom in these photos, because it seems like I only get one option, is you click it twice to go in and it's like full zoom. I just want to go in a little bit.
Well, I think that's the one. If you go where that little circle is on the bottom corner.
Oh,
you
is that
click
right?
Yeah. Then scroll down a little bit, then you can click on full size.
Oh, let's try
Make
that.
it super big. You click her once more.
You're right. Oh, you're right. That actually works better. That seems to work better. Yeah, because you seem to have maintained some of the resolution. If I click it directly, it seems to go beyond what the,
Yeah, it's kind of a cumbersome system because it opens up in a new window for you then. But
right. All right. Oh, you're right. Son of a gun. I see. It's way open up. All right. Whoops. There we go. Here's some good stuff. Yeah, a couple of helicopters. Is that why? Is that a national in the middle? This is a national here.
Yeah,
And then
National on a bomb shelf on the left.
yeah. Something with helicopters on the right. Some interesting stuff in the middle here. Like I've never seen this radio before.
That's a Zenith.
Is it? I've never seen one of those before.
It's 6S527, I think, smaller 6 tube
Wow. All right.
transformer set.
yeah,
And is
there's
it
another
Westinghouse?
Zenith
Westinghouse?
portable down there. That one with the leatherette cabinet, I think that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
Zenith too.
I think you're right.
Yeah, they're usually really beat up when I find them.
Yeah.
That one's actually pretty nice looking.
Yeah.
Handle's intact. Yeah, usually they're
Yeah.
broke too.
Yeah.
Is that another big old wooden Westinghouse up there?
Yeah, look at that thing. Yeah, it's a big clunker. Oh,
That was a club member that passed away, had all those things on a rack. Kind of selling it for his estate. That's a airline movie dial.
ooh.
He's got a chrome chassis.
Wow. Oh, is that
That's
right?
a rare radio.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Almost never see them.
Mm-hmm.
Push buttons. Wow. It's almost like you pull on these. You push, you pull. I guess you push.
Well, it was an early electric push button system. Yeah, you push them in, and the top ones are to set the stations.
Oh, okay.
Somehow you hold them in, and it locks it in place. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but
Greg, is that mechanical or do they have motorized tuning for that?
it has motorized tuning.
Wow.
So I have
wow.
one like that, a different cabinet, but I've never been able to get the motorized tuning to work because the motor just runs all the time. But rather than snap the dial string and have that headache, I just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's bleeding edge stuff. I mean, think about it. This is like, probably like what, 35, 36.
I think it's a 37.
Oh, okay. That's pretty bleeding edge.
Yeah.
You think of, technology like that. I think of like the Cord, right? Remember the Cord, the car company, the 810 had the electro selector.
The pre-selector.
Pre-selector. Thank you. The gearbox. So that was a pretty cutting edge for the time. Very troublesome, but pretty
And
cutting
front
edge.
wheel drive.
Yeah.
And supercharged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All big wins,
That's right.
When you think about it, that's pretty cool. There we go. What do we got here? Helicrafters. What's this guy to the right?
There's an
Lots of
S38 and then there's an Echo Fun, which is the predecessor of the Hellcrafters.
Its predecessor, right? Yeah.
Oh, it's a Johnson Viking or Ranger, I should say. Transmitter.
Neat stuff. And the Zenith. See these every so often.
Yep.
It's like a big old
That's the
20.
AM FM without the phono input in the back.
Okay.
They have one with a red pointer and one with a blue pointer, and the blue pointer has the phono input in the back. And don't ask me why did Zenith did that. I have no idea.
Wasn't there like a matching speaker to go with that?
Not that model, no.
No,
The
okay. 'Cause
later one did. They had a
I had-
later
yeah,
one
I
that
had-
was cheap that had a matching speaker with that.
Yeah, I had the later one then. I had the one because it looks a lot like that, and then it had a matching speaker to go with it.
Those things, I mean, that's only got a 35C5 output. But boy, does that sound good,
Yep.
that radio.
That's a good sized speaker there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's an 8-inch speaker.
Yeah. Nice.
Looks like there's a 20 speaker sitting next to it to the left. Like a,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big speaker. Almost looks like a rim.
it does. Yeah. It's missing the tire.
Yeah. Oh, there's another. Another
Some more goodies.
National.
Yeah, it was all estate stuff. And it's kind of sad. I don't think they sold much of any of that stuff. They're
Yeah.
practically giving it away.
A lot of tubes there, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Heathkit up top.
Nice RCA or GE there.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think the RCA was a model 121, I think. But they made a GE that was almost identical.
The cabinet's in terrific condition. Maybe it was restored. It's really quite nice. What we got down here? Well,
S38B, I think. Howcrafters there on the left.
Echo phone.
And there's the Howcrafter Skyrider. It's the kind of, if you look at that Echo phone to the right,
Mm-hmm.
the Echo phone predates the Howcrafters, but that's basically, it's the same radio.
Yeah, look at that. I'm looking at it. Wow, they look the same. It's just,
Slightly different dial.
yeah. Change up the. That's funny. I guess I was
Quite
done by.
literally the same radio inside and out, except for the aesthetics on the outside.
Huh.
Interesting.
Looked like somebody cobbled a phono or a headphone jack on that Echo phone. That's not original to the radio.
Oh, yeah, I see
Oh,
it there
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Heathkit on top of there.
Yeah.
Little shortwave receiver.
There we go. Philco, and what we got here. Whoops.
Little
That's a
Crosley.
Crosley.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, on the right there.
Yeah. That's something.
I had
almost
one, I
like-
fixed one of them about 3 months ago at a repair clinic.
Did you?
That thing was driving me nuts. I got it working now.
Yeah, I did one not too long ago too. It's unusual to find them with the whole cabinet was a photo finish.
Yeah,
That was not too bad.
you know that Philco on the left, that little battery AC portable. That's actually a heck of a little radio. It's
Yeah.
not that appealing from the eye, but I'll tell you what, that thing's got tuned RF and a tube portable. That's a
Well,
really neat little portable radio.
Yeah, they sold a ton of those in 1946 and 47, almost as many as the 1201s, because that was the portable that Bing Crosby promoted on his radio show.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Oh, it looks like the telephone dial remote selector.
Oh, yeah, the Philco mystery control.
Yeah, the mystery dial.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
This
There's
is
another-
Oh yeah, it is.
Someday I will have one of those, but not yet.
Another
We,
Philco.
we actually have one of them in our museum that works. It's pretty cool.
Hmm.
I've seen a couple of them at the various. I don't think I ever saw one at Brookline, but I did see one at one of our bigger shows.
It looks like I think that might be an RCA back here in the background there.
I believe that. I think you're right.
Yeah, the one to
That's
the
that
left.
big,
is Philco.
big honking AM FM.
Yeah. And so you said it's a Philco over here, Greg?
That was an AM/FM Philco, like a 48-475, I
Oh.
think.
Oh, interesting. Actually, neat looking
It's a
radio.
big radio with a tiny little 4-inch speaker.
Jeez. Well, actually, I wanted to actually check one other thing before I was just curious what this thing, now I can't really see it far enough.
Oh, yeah.
This was, and what this was. Can't really make it out. That's all right.
Almost looks like an 8-track player or something.
Yeah, I know, huh? Interesting.
There's a General Electric.
This is a Magnavox here.
Yeah, on top of it, I think is a GE.
Yep, you are correct.
Hmm.
That's neat. Yep, you can see the General Electric, barely see the decal. This is neat, this Magnavox.
Yeah, it's different.
Never seen one of those before.
I have a similar one to that, but the knobs are all brown plastic. They're
It looks like it's got to be like, mid-60s maybe this.
yeah, I think so. Still tube.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, not seen very often. Ah, there we go.
Oh, Philco and what is it?
Is that
an
Olympic?
airline?
Oh yeah, Crosley.
Crosley, yeah. I think that's a 40-120 if I'm going by memory here.
You are correct. And it's upside
Oh, yeah,
down.
there it
but
is,
even a
upside
little bit.
Were you just standing on your head?
I was standing on my head.
I saw that. Looking.
I turned my tablet around. There it was.
No, I'm impressed. You guys can rattle off the model numbers. Yep. Ah, whoop. Sorry about that. I blew
Oh,
past
that's
the
right.
stop sign. There's the one that you bought, I'm sure.
Yep.
What an attractive radio.
Mm.
Got it playing. It's
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
is
it doesn't-
that, Greg?
it was a neat radio. It doesn't have AVC and it's got the volume control connected to the antenna, so it's not a super strong performer, but it's playing.
Good looking cabinet, The sliders, shutters.
Very unusual with the timbre doors like that.
Yeah.
And the fact that they still work after 91 years is even more amazing.
Yeah.
There's a cloth backing to them, that stayed intact, which is,
Oh, really?
yeah.
So you're saying the back, so it's wow.
The back of the doors, yeah, there's a
Yep.
piece of cloth that holds it all together.
Interesting. Wow. Well, the pre-World War II radios, American radios, are really second to none.
Yeah.
Let's see
Another
here.
fairly common
A
RCA.
little bit of everything here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got RCA, the Zenith, and
I got Zenith clock radio. You got RCA Victor post-war AM radio. That's actually a really good radio.
Yeah, they
Got a
sound good.
solid state Zenith that looks like it's missing the dial face plate is missing off of that.
yeah.
And then you've got a mystery box in the back. I have no idea what that is.
Something all.
Whatever it is, it's 13 cubic feet. 1.3 cubic foot.
Yeah. No clue on that one.
RCA.
Oh, there you go. Well, you got a 5D011 console tone from 46 and I've seen that before, but I forget the model number. That's that's probably early 50s RCA Victor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Zeniths, I've had a couple of them. They're styling wise, they're not all that exciting, but they play fairly well.
They're actually a pretty decent 5-tuber. Oh, I see that. Now you see, it looks like somebody stuck a piece of gum over the word console tone. It's
Oh, yeah.
supposed to have a little red lens
The red dot
inside.
light. Yep.
Oh, that's some kind of emblem with a
Yeah.
coffee pot with weird stuff.
Oh,
coming out of it.
there's a pilot light, you're saying.
Yes.
Maybe they were annoyed and they put it over because they didn't want to see the pilot light. Maybe it's
Well,
maybe it's
they
by
want that
the
light shining.
Yeah, if they put it by the bedside, I'm just throwing it
That
out
could
there,
be, yeah.
you know.
Well, the dial lights up too, so that's not gonna stop that, unless they
No,
take the 47 bulb out of it.
Yeah, or maybe they just, isn't it red? Was it red, Bob?
it
It's
was
just a
red,
lens.
yeah,
Red.
And
Maybe
then
they,
there's a 47 behind it, and then that same light also lights up the dial.
right.
well, I don't know. Maybe they really didn't like red light.
Who knows?
The mystery,
Red wasn't their color, I guess.
Yeah,
a mystery never to be solved. All right, now see.
The classic GE.
yeah.
That's some
They
pretty
made
decent.
millions of those radios. And that's a Telcron clock, by the way.
Mhm.
I would hope it is.
I think they're about a 53, 52, something like that.
Yeah, that seems about
I
right.
think so. I couldn't tell you, Greg, to be honest with you. That's
I
a
know,
really odd color purple Bakelite, though.
yeah, it is. Usually they're a lot lighter, white or,
Yeah.
But it works. It works. Coronado.
yeah.
Looking dial face on there.
I'm often wondered if Coronado is more of a Midwest brand, if they actually have those around the country. I think they were based in Minnesota.
Oh, is that
There's a
right?
department store chain, Gamble Stores, which was
I
like,
don't think I've ever seen one.
yeah,
Hmm.
Gamble Stores like a department store, like almost like Sears or Montgomery Ward.
So it's called Gambles with an A.
Yes, Gamble's.
That's
It's
like we had
like
gimbal. We had
We
gimbals.
had gimbals on the East
Yeah,
Coast here.
yeah, I know. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, wow.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
pretty
Gamble's,
sure.
what you do in Las Vegas.
I'm pretty sure that one there, I think is a Wells Gardner chassis.
Okay, that could be.
RCA. Is that the one we were looking at earlier, or was maybe it's just a different one? It's nice. It's
No.
push buttons and all.
Push
That's a
button
nice
key.
one with the wood cabinet and presets.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's a
1940.
6-tuber.
Yeah, those RCAs were kind of unique because the center knob was for tuning. Usually you always
Yeah,
figured,
it's really odd.
yeah, the tone is on the right.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Everyone had their way. What do we have here?
That is a
Spartan.
Crosley.
Oh,
Or
okay.
Spartan. Spartan,
Was it
I'm sorry.
Crosley?
Oh, Spartan. Okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't recognize that.
Yeah.
Nice looking cabinet.
Cabinet's really nice.
Oh,
I seem to remember that vendor drove all the way from Minnesota with that, and he wanted like $300 for it. And I don't think he sold it.
oh.
He had a Buddy Boy cabinet next to it.
Oh, I can. This one here, you mean?
Yeah, you can just see the side of it there, and when
Yeah.
you go to the next picture, that's what it is.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Got it. Got it. Got
Yep.
it.
Crosley Buddy Boy.
Right. And 99 bucks he's looking for. Is that got it? 99?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see those very often. I will say that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that commands that kind of value.
Well, it was a Repwood cabinet, and I think they were fairly sturdy. I don't really, because they're very thick.
Curious.
Kind of a pressed wood. I think they came out around 1931, 32. Fairly early.
It's an unusual looking cabinet.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, rather ornate too, actually, with all the, insets and carvings. Almost looks European, almost looks German.
Yeah, I guess they're very heavy too. I didn't pick it up, but what I've heard, because how thick the cabinet is, it
I
was
bet.
a 50-pound radio.
Oh, here's the Spartan dial
Spartan, yeah.
face. Yeah, it's confirmed. You can see the logo on the dial face.
So it must have been kind of a mirror dial because it's certainly reflecting the table.
Yeah. Yeah, I suspect you're right. We got a Scott.
Hmm. I miss my Scott. Oh well.
I wonder what this was, what this inset was for.
There's four bands there, and there's a needle that goes up and down like a signal strength indicator, and four
Oh,
different bands. There's a broadcast band and three shortwave bands.
interesting. I did not know that. In fact, I don't see Scots of this vintage very often because I haven't seen this, very band.
That knob in the middle down at the bottom, not the wooden one, but below it, that's the band switch knob.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Sure,
You'll
there's
see the different colors. So the colors,
Yeah.
the white, the blue, the red, and the green are for the four bands up top.
okay.
Quite ornate. Oh, good.
Interesting.
Hmm.
And that's one of those where the chassis just sat exposed on top of a cabinet, didn't it?
Well, they made some console cabinets that hid that, kind of like, Atwater Kent would put
Yeah.
their beautiful chassis inside things, but
Mhm.
but you certainly could have that out of the
Right.
cabinet. And the power supply chassis is a separate chassis, and
Right.
that's also chromed. That actually might be it to the right.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah,
And
typically
and
they'll ran.
and the audio output stages, I mean, it's amazing sounding amplifier. It's got like 2A3 output tubes, in push pull. It's a monster. It's a beast.
It's pushing like a 15-inch field coil usually, isn't it?
Yep.
Or I'm thinking K-Power where they had with the Jensen,
Yeah, well,
those
I've got
M12
a
or
K
whatever it
part
was.
too. That's got the Jensens, but the Scott's got a big giant monster field coil speaker in it.
Oh yeah.
It booms.
I'm not sure, but I think that might even be the cabinet sitting in his truck behind it.
It could be.
maybe.
Could be.
Yeah.
Looks like a similar wood tone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was almost too pretty to put it in the cabinet.
Yeah, agreed. All that chrome and yeah.
I mean, it was one of those. For a while, it had like the Guinness Book of World Records for like the Mr. Scott assembled one of those. It was either in Australia or New Zealand, and he received a station coming out of Chicago,
Oh, wow.
an AM radio station out of Chicago, and people didn't believe him. So he like waited a day and got everything all set up, and then he phoned long distance into the radio station in Chicago and told them what song they were playing that he was listening to live from, the other side of the world
Sure.
with his Scott receiver.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So we get some German stuff here. I see a
Mhm.
big, that's like mid-50s. It's a 3015, or is that a 2? That's like probably mid-50s. A pair of Grundig LS, I think there's a Klonbox LS2Bs. I have a pair of these connected to the exact same wood finish too, connected to my Grundig 4670, from the mid-60s. And what a terrific 4-speaker sound that is in stereo. What a terrific sounding system it is. It never amazes me how good that sounds.
I'm still looking for a pair of those, the ones that are they're rounded looking.
Yeah, yes. They almost look like lampshades.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see those on eBay every so often. They're not cheap, but you can find them from
No.
time to time. So
They're nowhere near as cheap as I am, put it that way.
yeah.
I keep looking for them on the free table at Brookline, but
Yeah.
nobody puts any out there.
Good luck there. I think the speaker memory serves sat on the facing upward, if memory serves. I could be wrong,
I don't know how they.
but they're neat. They're attractive looking. They almost look like a
Yeah.
lampshade. They're 360-degree grill. I just don't know if the speakers were that way because I can't remember they faced downward.
I mean, I've never even heard them. They might sound horrible, but they sure look cool.
Yeah, I agree. I've never heard them. But these I can speak.
No, I
to.
just want a pair of them hanging in my living room. So
Yeah, exactly. But you want to find like just one without the speaker, just and put a little bulb in it and have a conduit lampshade too on top.
yeah.
But wait, guy, but this looks like a Nord Demenda. Sure is Electra, I think. This is like early 60s. It's got the full FM. This is a import. Yeah, they're decent radios. Another Nord Demenda that's probably somewhat newer, probably like mid 60s. Again, pretty base model. And over here is a Metz. Meet the Mets. Another Mets. You don't see Mets too often. And suddenly we see a few tonight. So if you guys haven't seen enough Mets, here's your chance to see Mets. Multi-band, this is probably a mid to upper level radio from about 55, 56. I don't remember the model number though.
The Mets didn't get started till 62 though.
That's right. That's right. Well, what happened? Well, of course, the Z guys, they were around for a while, but have a niche company. Oh, boy. Oh, look at it down below.
My goodness, this looks like Tom's European vacation. type of
Yeah,
thing.
this is Nord Mendes City, man. It's another Nord Mendes. I think it's, I want to call it Parsifal. Decent radio, quite a decent radio. Actually, this one intrigues me a little bit. This one here, the solid state one. I think this is a 50.
Are those a whole bunch of speakers on the floor there on the left?
Oh yeah, son of a gun. And those are Grundigs, I think. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are the Klangbox LS2As. I think it's just styling. It's the same speaker in a different styling. And this is like from like 60, 59, 60, 61. The one above the these here are probably like, early 60s, like 62, 63 or so. And that's why they look good with my my mid 60s 4670. And this, in fact, it's the same color cabinet on both. So for me, it's a win. And like I said, they sound terrific with it. For satellite speakers, they sound terrific. This one I thought was interesting because I think this is Nord Menda, maybe a 5005. I have a 5003. It's somewhat earlier. What I like about is that it's got the L-shaped dial face. So you look down on like AM, FM, but I think some of the bands are also on the front. And it literally has an L-shaped dial pointer. So when you're dialing across it, you can see it from front and top. It's actually kind of a neat system. Crosley.
That's actually a reproduction.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I see FM here. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, had me fooled for a minute too.
Actually, that's a pretty compelling one. At first glance, because the cabinet and so forth.
I think the tape player's on the other side.
Of course. Yeah, there's something German lurking behind this too. I recognize the classic cabinet.
Yeah. Just see the top of it there.
Yeah, exactly.
Musiphonic GE.
Musiphonic.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting design. Not sure what to make of it, but
Or I think that's a beam of light radio too. That's got the little light behind the dial pointer that follows.
Oh.
I think.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it is. And one problem that those have is that Musiphonic emblem is just stuck in there with adhesive. And in many cases, it's missing. I've had a couple of those, and on both of them, that Musiphonic is missing.
I was gonna say, I'm sure I've seen these before, but I never heard them called a Musiphonic because it never had that tag on it. I always assumed it would just say like GE or something in there instead, but
Actually looks like one of the knob brights is missing too on the right.
Yeah,
Yep.
I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, what made this special? They have the big honking speaker in there because it does stick up, a bit from the compared to the rest of the chassis.
Honestly, John, if I recall, it wasn't like super big. It was a little bigger, but I think that's just the way they wanted to design it. I think a lot of manufacturers around that time, early
Yeah.
to mid sixties were doing stuff like that.
Got it.
That was my experience.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you're spot on. I was just thinking, well, maybe they, with the name Musiphonic, maybe they're like, oh, we'll throw a big speaker, make it give more better sound quality, or but maybe, like you said, maybe an exercise in industrial design. Arvin, speaking of like similar oddball
Mhm. Hi-fi.
hi-fi, yeah, look at it, it's got
Hi.
and push buttons.
AM/FM.
Like doesn't Bruce? I think Bruce has some. I think Bruce has an Arvin for sale, but it might be a stereo, on his eBay site. Memory serves. I think they had some sort of like similar design one, but it's a stereo. They're realistic. DX160. Stuff. Got a cabinet, a toolbox, speaker, chassis.
It's a kit.
What a little
I think
looking chassis.
that's for the cabinet there. That's the chassis and the speaker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I guess here's your chance to buy everything fully disassembled.
Yeah, saves you the time.
Yeah,
That's a weekend's worth of work for Greg. He'll have that thing looking like
like
Yeah,
brand
if I
new.
don't have to if I don't have to
brand new
take
by
it apart,
Monday.
it goes much faster.
Yeah, all the hard part's done, right? The
Yeah.
disassembly was done for you.
Actually, the cabinet's not in bad shape.
No.
Neat.
A Utah speaker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, somebody in Utah. Hmm. Turntable, Pioneer turntable.
Ooh, Rocket
Rocket
Radio.
Radio, it's
Mm.
back. No tubes, no batteries, no transistors, no radio.
Electricity. Yeah, no reception.
No electricity.
Leaky caps.
Yeah,
Yes, electrolytics.
yeah.
Broken in.
Mhm.
There's Shack speaker and Pioneer's turntable. Okay,
Test oscillator.
RCA test off.
Hmm.
What do we got here? This is unusual. Crosley radio.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that the original user's manual with it? Wow.
Looks like it, yeah.
Wow.
It
Unusual.
has a phonograph in the middle.
I was
Yep.
gonna say it's probably a turntable in there
No,
too.
it's a quasar. It's got the works in a drawer. So,
Yeah. And it's got storage space for your records too.
yeah.
That's neat. Unusual for sure. I'm impressed
So
that
a really big AM shortwave 78 RPM only
Yeah,
$20 radio.
yeah.
exactly.
We got here RCA.
That's a 128, right, Greg?
I believe so, yeah. It's only about a six tube or 7 tube.
Yeah.
Big cabinet, not a lot of tube count. A lot
Wow.
of knobs though.
Yeah, I know. And these knobs just do nothing. Are they dummies?
One turns it on, one turns the volume, one does the tuning, I suppose.
One does the tone and one does the band select.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess it makes them more impressive. Like you said, make something more out of what the $100 according to this,
yeah.
which is
$20 a knob.
yeah.
$30 a knob.
Speaking of
Speaking of
knobs,
knobs,
Yeah.
Gobs of knobs.
Television knobs.
yeah, get the whole mix.
UHF. VHF.
Yeah, yes, indeed. There she blows. Ah, there it is.
Yet another one. That one's a little bit tougher. At least
That
it
might
doesn't
be
look
the-
all, doesn't look warped.
Yeah.
Sometimes they really
Yeah.
get warped badly.
Yeah,
I
that
think
plastic.
That might be the same one. I remember only seeing one of them there.
Oh,
Maybe I'm wrong, but
it looked better. The other photo looked better, but
yeah.
little lemon pledge.
Yeah. Well, the other photo was from the opposite end, and I thought I saw some warpage on there, but I could be wrong.
Hmm.
Be wrong. What do
Some
we got?
early stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those things don't warp.
No. Yeah, a lot of
They're like cockroaches. They'll still be here long after we're all gone.
oh gosh, yes. And people will be looking, saying, "What are these things? Oh, these knobs. What do they do?" But there's lots of knobs, so there must be something very important about them. Yeah.
Get their model number. I think they're Westinghouse RA12. I forget the number.
I agree. It confirms on the Westinghouse there, Bob. But after
What
that,
was the tuner and what was the amplifier?
What we got here? We got
More knobs,
knobs.
carefully disguised as chocolates.
Chocolates, yeah.
Candy.
Yeah. Well, you can try sucking on one. I don't know how long it'll take to melt in your
Yeah,
mouth.
chocolate.
Yoko is my
vanilla.
favorite flavor.
It's a
That's the
novel.
front
Okay.
panel, some rare radio.
That's unusual.
That's all you get though, is just the front panel.
Yeah, I
That
guess.
was the predecessor to the Greyhound bus. You had to ride a duck.
Yeah.
Oh, more knobs.
Good Lord.
But at least these aren't, chocolates. These are real.
No. Bakelite doesn't taste so good.
Mm.
El Producto.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dutch Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
El Producto, I read that's what George Burns smoked.
Is
I
that right?
think that Ernie Kovacs, the late comedian, he was a Dutch Masters guy.
Yeah, or Muriel
And
cigars.
his
was
wife
wife.
used to sing the Dutch
Muriel's.
Masters song.
Ariel's.
What was her name? Edie something.
Edie Adams.
Edie
Yeah.
Adams.
Oh, yeah.
No Virginia Slims.
No.
Yeah, right. A friend of ours, a neighbor, he used to puff on these, I don't know if they're El Producto, but I used to get them, but he worked for my neighbor used to call it, he'd walk around smoking on this dog turd.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to call them El Producto dog turdos. There we go. Look what we got going on here.
That
That's
it's motorized.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of it. I see a plug.
Okay. Well,
I have no idea what
Dr.
this is.
Frankenstein had a play too, I guess.
Yeah. I like the look. I mean, the look looks pretty
Yes.
scary looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the Frankenstein
That's a
lab.
generator.
Yeah.
I don't know if those are caps or what.
Yeah. I was wondering whether they were caps. Mighty good sized caps. I think I'd stick clear of that one. Oh, look at
That's a
this.
big old
Boy,
penis.
look at that.
There's a
Wow.
lot of lumber there, boy. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Is that a Zenith, Craig?
The Zenith, yeah, very early
Wow.
Zenith, like a
That's a
33.
real old one, man.
look at this these triple dial.
And shadow meter.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so. Yeah, in the top. Yep.
That was a very high end Zenith.
I
At the time.
wonder if that's the one that took 50s in the final.
It probably did. Yeah.
You need a couple of friends to help you get that one home.
Oh, this is screaming hernia.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need
Yeah.
friends and a chiropractor.
Yeah, I think it's called a forklift. I'm not,
It's
it's beautiful. I mean, that's a forest.
Cheap,
mean-
cheap when you buy it by the pound, that's for sure.
Honestly, I like the design. You know, it's funny. It's just me. I'd almost like to, if I had like with simpler legs and I didn't have these columns, I think I would like it even more. Just to tidy up a little bit the ornateness. It seems very tidy otherwise. If I took these two out of here, I just feel like it looked better.
That's from the era of if some is good, more is better.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I mean, you know, like I said, these two things alone probably add 20 pounds, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
And then the four legs, the four below it, it's like bum, bum.
well, in the 20s, anybody could have a radio, but does your radio dust too when you turn the volume up?
Right.
Yeah.
All the
Exactly.
dust off the wall.
oh my gosh, yeah. It's actually, I mean, it's a beautiful piece, you know.
Yeah, you rarely see radios like that. It's just they're stunning, but just too big.
Yeah.
Can't remember the maker of the model. You guys would probably remember it, but it almost looks like an organ console. It's lower than that, but it's wider, and it almost looks like it's wide enough to like have keys on it or something. If it was
Yeah, Zenith made one like that. Looked like an organ.
yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I think it was a 19.
That was
41.
that 10 tube thing.
Yeah, spin it. I
You
think
know what I'm
they-
talking.
The
Spin it. That's the one.
spin it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not an organ, a spin it piano.
That's a
big
cool
enough.
looking radio too.
That's
Yeah.
a super. That's a It has sort of a slanted front up
Yeah,
top.
yes,
I think,
beautiful.
and yeah,
You know,
yeah. You could talk me into one of those if you help me carry it home.
I remember Sparks, Jim Ligori was selling one of our shows. He had a Zenith Spinet, Spinet. Beautiful job he did. You know, I stopped and looked at that multiple times. He was asking $5 for it, but it was completely redone, top to, you know, so it was worth the money, and it's
Oh, yeah.
it was
I think
good
it
to
had the
go.
shutter dial. I think it had motorized tuning in the early.
Oh,
FM.
it had everything. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Believe me, and it was usual. Now I would have preferred the darker finish. We had a light finish on the stain. You know, the cabinet was all light, but it was a beautiful system. I said I wish I had the space. Can't get it. If I had the space, I can't get it in the car, you know, but it was beautiful. I talked to Jim a number of times, you know, saying how I wish I was able to have bought that from him.
If it was $500 delivered, maybe,
Yeah. I still have to find the space. That would have been a
'Cause
bigger
And
problem.
my big fear would be, how many bumps and bruises would I put in it trying to get it in and out of the car and in and out of the house?
Yeah.
It's like it'd be a shame to accidentally mar it. They're just so amazing.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I did look longingly at it, that's for sure. Oh, this is actually an interesting thing. What do we got here?
Hmm.
Not sure what that is.
It's a good looking radio. Nice little dial face. I always want to say silver tone, but I don't think it is.
I don't know what that is. I'm not.
I'm trying to
looking
see
at it.
like I think there's something in the dead center of the lower half of the the bottom of the dial face, but I can't get in any
Lots of
closer.
letters, but I can't see what it is.
Unless it's European.
I think that's a Holocrafters.
Really?
Hmm,
Wow.
Yes.
I've never seen one like that before. That's really
I
intriguing.
could be wrong, but
No, you may be right, Howard.
and there's a Holocrafters above it and
I was
below
just gonna
it.
say it could be. And
Oh,
what's the one below it? Maybe it's another Hallicrafters down below it. I don't
Let's
know.
take a look. Let's have a look.
well, that's a Hallicrafters there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's maybe it's a
That's-
whole stack of Hallicrafters.
guilt by association is what we're claiming.
I tried to blow up the middle one, and I think it said Echo phone, but I might be wrong.
Well, Echo, I had wondered that, but I couldn't make the letters. Whoops, sorry.
I tried to blow it up on my computer here, and it started to get too distorted for me to get it.
Yeah, I'm trying. The letters don't.
It could almost be enough letters for Hallicrafters or
Elect,
Echo phone.
Yeah.
elect phone. It might be elect. Oh, well,
Pretty cool though. I've never seen one
it's
before.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's neat. It's okay, but it has this funny. I could agree that it almost has this styling of a Hallicrafters. It seems to fit the mold.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to go with Howard's recommendation on that. Oh, this is neat. Wow, this is a
Who in the club used to get upset when people would stack radios upon radios because you'd be potentially marring the cabinet of the one underneath? Somebody just whoever it was, he used to really push their buttons, and they would just go on and on about why'd they put that on top of that other one there.
I forget who made that.
That's Midwest.
Oh, that's right.
Wow, that a neat
Thank you, Howard.
dial face. Wow,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
that is really cool. I almost thought it was European because I'm looking.
Missing some knobs.
It almost looks French, you know, because
I thought it looked a little bit maybe like a Buick or an Oldsmobile.
yeah, that too. But let me just look at the stacking. I said, oh, I said, well, maybe it's. Well, I'm sorry about that, guys. So I said, yeah, I said, geez, almost looks something the French would do.
You know,
So what's in that chassis? 10 tubes, 12 tubes? No, it's a nailhead Buick.
Yeah,
exactly.
a straight 8, man, straight 8.
Fireball.
Fireball. You better believe it.
That's cool.
That is cool. I love that dial face. That is cool.
Cool-looking radio.
I bet it looks cool lit up.
Mm.
Yeah.
What do we have here? A silver tone.
Silver tone.
Wow,
Wow.
what an unusual dial face.
Looks kind of gothic.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nice looking radio though. I mean, it's unusual. That dial face really is very unusual.
There probably was a clear dial cover over that and it just clouded up over time.
I don't know, either that or something
Or it wore off. One of the
something
two.
cool happens when it gets backlit and then suddenly you can see the markings or something. I
No,
don't know.
that could be too.
Never know.
Looks like it's sitting on top of another biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like there's a Philco. I see a shadow meter on it.
Yep.
There's
Right.
another Crosley.
Oh yeah.
That green dial is actually cool looking when it's lit up, though.
It is?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, it's got like a green tint to the dial face. What we got here?
It's a little General Electric down below. It's kind of unusual.
Yeah, I was
With-
gonna say. Yeah, this is RCA Victor actually.
RCA, I'm sorry.
Victor.
RCA.
That's okay. Yeah, it is actually a good looking radio.
I gotta call Mark and get a dial cover.
Looks like there might be another RCA behind it.
What the heck is that?
Oh, look at this. Look at this V. I was like, you know,
Or
what
V something.
I think that's a kit radio. It actually says Vogue on the dial.
Ah.
Oh,
VOGU, and I think that was a kit, or like when you went to took one of those correspondence courses and they sent you the parts to make your own radio. I think that's what that was.
Okay.
that's a pretty
Huh.
compelling kit radio there, Howard. It's actually a pretty decent looking radio. I like the dial face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It's not bad at all. Geez. This is not a chintzy, and in fact, I'm sure it's backlit. I'm sure that's where the bulb is too. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Neat. Another great call. Now what we got? There's a barometer. See a little, and this $6 clock. This what we got there. A silver
Silver
Marshall.
Marshall?
Wow, I've never seen one.
Wow.
Silver Marshall. I don't know if it says something else below it. It's just hard to say. It's like something 55 here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I've never seen one before. I'd never heard of Silver Marshall.
That's unusual how the knob is above the dial instead of below it.
Hmm.
Oh.
And the cassette deck's on the other side.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
I have no idea what even to even suggest here. Not much labeling here.
No, it almost looks like what was supposed to be there got lost somewhere and then that
Yeah.
was contrived and put in its place, because it doesn't seem to go with the rest.
I know, it
No.
does look a little strange, doesn't it? Another mystery radio. I guess
Cool looking cabinet though.
yeah. I guess it's a quasi homebrew. We got
40
Philco.
There we go.
That's a good looking radio.
They made a ton of those radios that unit. 40 model 150, 40 model 180. I
Yep.
think it's 185 or 190. Another early Philco on top. That's like
Yeah.
the first year.
Yeah, that's really early.
28 maybe.
Is that like a headphone or a speaker jack or
I
something?
was thinking it was I was wondering it was a headphone jack, but that would be my guess. It doesn't seem to be labeled. If it is, I can't read it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking headphones. Another Philco.
36 Philco. It might be a 630 or 640. Well, maybe even a 6. Doesn't have the shadow meter because the 630 had the shadow meter.
It might be a 610 or 620, I think.
Right. Yeah.
But the grill cloth of that thing is outstanding. It's really
Yeah.
good shape.
Sure is. That's out of the cabinet, frankly. Edison. Very nice.
I'll bet Noah has one of those in his collection somewhere.
No,
No?
I don't go back quite that far. Actually, I got rid of everything that had a crank on it.
Ah, okay.
I had to move up a little bit. Everything's at least got to have a power cord.
That's fair. Another guy here. It's got a magic eye.
That might be a Lafayette.
Oh, does the label says anything on top? Ooh, boy, it's
Wagner?
Wagner.
Okay, well,
Well,
another off-brand.
that is definitely the case. Actually, neat looking.
Got an eye tube though.
Yeah, good looking set. So, thinking maybe
It's like it's got some of those plastic escutcheon things that smells bad. I can almost smell it from here.
I don't know. I don't have enough RAM in this computer to get the aroma. It ain't happening here.
One of those. It's like, oh, this was a great deal here on this $10 or $15 radio. Outside at the flea market, and then you bring it home and you put it in your bedroom, and the next morning, like, oh my God, what have I done? Get this thing out of it.
Well, maybe you can get it in a spray can at least, for like potpourri, air freshener.
Well, I know there's a name for that smell and for what that process is, but man, it's just, I don't think it's fixable.
Liquid wrench, it's called liquid stench.
I had a Zenith console once. There was a mouse house and you could not get that smell out of the cabinet no matter what you tried. I painted the cabinet, you could still faintly smell it.
Yeah, I've taken these parts off of here, like around the dial face and around the buttons, and I tried clear coating them. I said, well, maybe if I seal them with clear, the smell won't get out, but nothing worked.
It's the beast.
Ugh.
She's like the Seinfeld
episode. It's putrid. It's just awful.
Yeah, old plastics. And this appears to be last but not least, but we have a whole array to look at.
Yeah, lots of stuff on there.
Zenith and
Philco, Westinghouse.
Westinghouse.
That's an AM/FM. Yeah.
I think that's an Admiral down there.
Yeah. Philco refrigerator top radio.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff here.
Nice little Zenith.
Whoop.
Not sure what that wood radio is on the second shelf there. Oh, I've got that RCA Victor in the middle on the bottom there, the white one. So I got a natural big like that one. That's actually a decent 5-tube radio.
This is kind of neat. This one right here. I've never seen this style like this.
Isn't that a Coronado, I think?
It's possible.
I think that's what that is. I'm not 100% sure though.
The number of letters might fit that. But it's kind of interesting, the sort of the circular.
Another deco looking piece.
Yeah.
Little RCA in the middle,
Yeah.
silver tone candy stripe above it.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I guess they call it.
Oops, sorry about that, guys. These are always a little. Yeah, it's just. Oh, of course, they always see one of those Zenith, AM/FM.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're almost. Yeah, the biggest mistake they made is why they didn't have a dial light is beyond me.
Well, actually there is, but it's a neon bulb. They didn't use a regular bulb.
Oh, they didn't? Oh, sorry,
No.
is it neon? I didn't think, because I don't think I've ever
I
seen
can't
one lit.
remember the number. I think an NE51 neon bulb. It's actually, if you look at the picture, you could barely make it out. Just it's like a little, like a nail sliver on the top there. Where
Really?
the dial starts coming down. But there is a light there.
It can't be that effective.
Nah, it's limited.
Yeah. So I've never seen one lit up. I always thought it was just came without a bulb. So that's interesting, Bob. So that, boys, at least I think this is going to go back to, yep, we're at the beginning again.
Perfect.
Well,
That's good timing.
Look at that. 8:58.
He planned it.
Could we have done any better? I think not.
It's that feeling of deja vu all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Yogi
fun.
Bear would say.
Well, we had a different trifecta. We didn't actually get to Radio Fest, which we can. I chose the Wisconsin Antique Radio Club one because the photos had a lot more close-ups. There were more panouts than Radio Fest, so which is fine. But if you want to get up close, say, hey, what is this? Boy, it's kind of far away.
Well, on Radio Fest, I think there was like 176 pictures or something too, and it was a lot of repetitive stuff.
Yeah, I didn't actually get through all of them when I looked at the Facebook photos, so I actually never got a chance to look at them. And I looked at probably half of them. And then I know I got distracted and had to deal with something else. But anyway, well, next meeting will probably be the round robin anyway. So bring your toys, boys, and be sure to show, get something to show. And if not, we always have pictures. And
we get Noah to fire up his dashboard headboard.
Yeah, you bring that out to us, swap meet. That won't last long.
No.
But yeah, guys, have a great couple of weeks. If you do go, Bob, to Kutztown, may the weather be with you.
I hope so.
And looking forward to your video, and also looking forward to your report. Tell us what happened. Take some photos.
Hopefully you sell more than you buy.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's I've accumulated too much stuff over this year, especially. I don't know. I was buying stuff and buying stuff and buying stuff. Now I gotta get rid of some stuff. So, but I did acquire a lot of good tubes. I even have right now. I'm sitting on 7 good 50s. In my entire life, I have only had 150, and I had a fellow that I'm selling his 50s for. So he said, wherever you get, split it in half. I'm like, okay. So what was on that shirt?
Oh, we'll have to see. You go back to the.
No, it was
55 Chevy. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Labor Day weekend, Parsippany, New Jersey, led east. You said Parsippany before. Every Labor Day weekend at the Parsippany Hilton.
I did lead east a long time ago. I don't do it anymore because it got to be too big, too expensive, and
yep.
Well, a lot of people with egos, and I just go for the fun. I don't,
Yep.
I don't want to sit there and listen to people complain about their car being better than the other one. And
when did you last go to it?
What's that?
When did you last go to it?
Oh, geez. Probably in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, my wife and I started going in 83, I think.
Yeah. I think
it had some time. It was at the Sheraton
didn't do the very
Meadowlands
first one. The very first one I think was 82, I think. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
And then I did the following 3. I did 3, 4, 5, and then it just started to get a little bit too big and a little bit too weird for me. So I stopped going.
They did the William Patterson College, and then they did the Sheraton Meadowlands for a while. And
yeah. I liked it when I was at the college.
Yeah. So my wife started doing the seminars there on like how to dress 50s, how to make a poodle skirt, and then I started being like the sound man. I was like roadie for the bands and setting up all the speakers on the rooftops and doing all that stuff. It was actually more fun to be working the event than it was. There's only so many times you can walk around and look at all the cars in like a 3 or a 4 day weekend. But if
Yeah.
you're running around trying to, oh, we just blew out another horn on the, over the top of the balcony at the Sheraton, we got to run over there and fix that up. And so that was kind of fun. But yeah, it's kind of sad to say, but it's kind of on the downside, because all the people who did make it special in the 80s and even into the 90s are, we're losing them.
Well, it's okay if you have a lot of money. You can do the 3 days, but it's going to cost you $1,000 between the hotel room and.
Well, that's why my wife and I started working the event. So we would volunteer to work the event, and then we'd get comp the hotel room, so we didn't have to.
Oh, there you go.
For that. So, but
Nice.
yep,
All right.
she was the prom queen in 1987.
Cool.
So Labor Day weekend, 1987, she was the prom queen, and our daughter was born in June of 88. So you figure out the math on prom night,
And so you think, hey, I'm prom king.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dashboard lit up that night.
Had the radio on, play a little Barry White or whatever.
Very white.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Nice. All right.
Motown, some Motown stuff.
Motown.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
On
boys,
that note,
have a great 2 weeks, guys.
Thank you. And
Safe
thank you
travels.
for having me
Thanks,
again.
everyone.
Oh, Bob, always a pleasure. Thank you, everybody. Always a fun time. And
Yep.
we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks.
All righty.
all righty,
good.
see you
All
then.
right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.